Sadhguru.
Hi Sadhguru. Today each of us works hard to earn money thinking money will give us happiness. Happiness is the most marketed thing. We think we drink alcohol thinking it'll make us happy. We want to be with a woman thinking she'll make us happy. But what is it that will make us happy? What is it that will keep us happy? We are at a point where we don't even know where it is that we'll find happiness. So what is happiness? What does a happy man look like? What does a happy man do? Don't tell me look for happiness inside. That answer doesn't work for me. Give me the truth.
Namaskaram Vijay, and you're a hill, how to make a hill happy, yeah? So, what does a happy man look like? What do I look like to you? Now, we are thinking of happiness like it's some kind of a commodity or some kind of an attainment. No, when your life comes to ease, when you come to ease, happiness is a natural consequence. Coming to ease, what does it mean? There are many ways to look at this. Well, because I should not say look inward, you already put a condition on me. So, is it true that today, even medically we know, every human experience has a chemical basis to it? So what you call as peace is one kind of chemistry, happiness is another kind of chemistry, joy is another kind of chemistry, misery is another kind of chemistry, agony is one kind of chemistry, ecstasy is another kind of chemistry. Every human experience has a chemical basis to it. Or in other words, you are a very complex chemical soup. The question is only, are you a great soup or a lousy soup? If you're a great soup, you taste good, not for somebody, for yourself. When you taste very good for yourself, if you sit here, if you feel extremely pleasant within yourself because the soup is great, then people say you are happy. If you become very, very pleasant, people will say you're joyful. If you become super pleasant, people will say you're ecstatic. So, to make it very simple and understandable for most people, your chemistry needs to be altered. There's a whole technology with which we can create the kind of chemistry that you want. If I teach you how to create a blissful chemistry within yourself, your very chemistry is blissful and you will be blissful. When you're blissful, you will no more be in pursuit of happiness. That is the biggest mistake, that we are in pursuit of happiness. Your life has to become an expression of joy. When your life is an expression of your experience, then what you do, what you do not do will not determine the quality of your life. How you are within yourself will determine the quality of your life. I'm sorry, once again I use the word within, but chemistry is not within, it is still outside of you. But if you know how to make the right soup, then being joyful is not an issue, it's a natural consequence of that. So, we can teach you a technology, we can teach you a methodology with which you will know how to stir the right kind of soup within you. This is what I'm calling as inner engineering, that you engineer your chemistry in such a way that it's blissful by its own nature, not because of something. If you think you're going to squeeze happiness out of something or somebody, you will be disappointed because nothing will yield anything unless you have a chemistry of blissfulness within you.
I think a lot of kids and having grown up as well, there have been a lot of questions in my head in terms of myself, my capabilities and my abilities. Something called self-doubt is definitely something that has been an issue that I have probably faced and overcome. But I would also like to know what your view on this is. How does one overcome self-doubt especially as a youngster.
Namaskaram, Regina. I'm glad you're growing up, huh?
I know everybody is telling you, believe in yourself, believe in yourself. I would say, please doubt yourself. Whatever is going right or wrong in your life, first thing is to see, maybe it's me who caused this. Look at it carefully, if it's not you, then we look at others. The so-called confident idiots are stepping on everybody's everything and walking. Self-belief or any kind of belief will bring you confidence without clarity. The level of damage that's happened to this planet and to life around us, everything is because confidence without clarity. If you had little doubt about what you're doing, you would think 10 times before you do something, isn't it? And that would be a sensible world. I want everybody to have some self-doubt.
Anyway, coming to physiological and psychological growth, when we say growing up, there are many dimensions to a human being. There's physiological growth, there's psychological growth, there is emotional and other dimensions of growth in a human being. Most of the time, we measure growth physiologically and the next possibility is psychologically. See, body is a very tangible element. So it grows at a certain pace. In some people's mildly faster or slower, but it grows at a certain pace. But the psychological dimension of who you are is not such a tangible process, it's an intangible process, more flexible, more mobile or nebulous. So it should be able to grow well ahead of your physiological process. If growth pangs, if people are having, it is mainly because their psychological growth is not one step at least ahead of their physiological growth. So, though the same things have happened to trillions of people on this planet forever, still it looks like it's happening for the first time in the universe and they're surprised and they're shocked and many things. This is just because their psychological growth is behind their physiological growth. This is very important. In a society, we create a situation where every child is psychologically at least one step ahead of their physiological growth. If you do just this one thing in your life, you will see whether it is adolescence or middle age or old age, you will not be surprised by anything. You know how to deal with it, you know how to handle it, and there'll be no shocks and upheavals in your life for simple processes. Right now, people are living in such a way that toddlers are having diaper problems, teenagers are having hormonal issues, middle-aged people are having middle-age… middle-age crisis. Old age, of course, people are suffering. Tell me one dimension of life people are not seeing as a problem. Life is not a problem, life is a certain process. The question is only, have you prepared yourself for the process or not?
Sadhguru